we would also like to show you some reference objects with the original Meldorfer was used. I mean, how do you use our products on your facade? And which properties are required for certain facades? Let's take this school in Eute near Bremen as an example. This particular school was renovated with the color Hamburg from our urban classic product line and has not shown any external damages on the facade since 2010. And the school is still happy with the work done on the facade, especially given the external influences, such as children playing outside or building surfaces that are often used as bicycle racks. The impact resistance of original Meldorfer definitely stands in the test of time, and even old remains like this building here in Tallinn, Estonia, have been renovated with modern stone. You can even see how modern the windows are. It is actually an old building, but it looks very modern now. What you see is customized work at the request of the architect. In addition, we have also used original Meldorfer for various buildings such as offices and apartments throughout the city of Tallinn. What you see now is a facade where we applied our color Hamburg from our urban classic line. The building is located right on Tallinn's waterfront, so it's exposed to wind, rain, and even iodine-laden air. Due to this modern design, this building has been one of the flagship for original Meldorfer since 2016. Residential buildings in Zandvoort, the Netherlands, for example, also serve as holiday homes. Original Meldorfer were used in many ways. As you can see in some of these images, it's very colorful and comes in a number of different formats. Original Meldorfer has turned the building into a visual splendor. One of the recreation centers that has been redesigned in the Netherlands is in Bennekom. It was built entirely in prefab. Prefab buildings are prefabricated modules that are produced in fabrics and are only assembled on site. This building was built in the year 2020. The special feature of the building is the vertical installation of original Meldorfer and the many curves on the bay windows. This feature alone creates a unique architectural experience. The Aloysius School in the Netherlands shines in several great variations. The image on the right shows a very colorful and long design. It has a horizontal position to avoid any dropping. We specifically used original Meldorfer in the product range Freestyle. The facade on the school is also very modern. We have retained the coloring of the brown tones with the new cappuccino tones. The school was also renovated in 2020, and the architecture, as I said, certainly invites you to learn and feel good. In Marienhöhe, Germany, various apartments have been renovated using the original Meldorfer. The apartments date back to the 1950s and were built very plain and simple. The renovation now shows a very modern building in which the quality of life has been significantly increased. Something similar happened at Dornbusch in Emshorn. A total of 7 apartment buildings, including post-war buildings, were completely renovated using original Meldorfer. Also here we have different designs, from entrance and windows that were emphasized to concrete floors combined with plaster. In other words, a multitude of combinations of different buildings, but they are all located in one housing estate. Here too, it was the aim of the housing association to really bring the living space into today's modern age. And this was achieved very impressively with original Meldorfer. One famous manufacturer in Germany, WMF, has its production facilities in the south of Germany near Stuttgart. Very unusual, as in Germany, bricks are more likely to be found in the northern part of the country. This far in the south of Germany, plaster facades usually prevail. This was also the case with WMF. The production and the manufacturing halls were all made of plaster facades, so WMF had the desire for a more sustainable facade solution. Thus, they decided to move forward with original Meldorfer. We used a color mix of gray and red, with the shade of gray as a glaze giving a glossy finish in the sun. Not only the exterior of the building has a very exclusive look to it, but also the factory halls look visually appealing. Another special feature is on the Baltic coast in Schleswig-Holstein. Hansa Park, an amusement park, has built a 70-meter high tower right on the Baltic coast. The famous roller coaster there has its starting point on the top of the tower. Passengers get on the roller coaster at a height of 70 meters. They are taken to that height with an elevator in the building, and the roller coaster starts with a free fall from the building. Of course, the tower is exposed to a lot of wind and various weather conditions. Many forces have an influence on this building. However, original Meldorfer withstand this. In the picture here, the building looks quite old, like the bricks were put in 100 years ago. But this really isn't the case. We were able to recreate a natural patina and aging flat-facing brick with our in-house coloring. Then we also have a very modern residential complex here in Dortmund. Original Meldorfer was used on several houses here in various ways. And as you can see, it has a very modern look to it. And the mix of colors creates harmony and blends seamlessly with the landscape. But even historical buildings under monument conservation can be renovated with original Meldorfer. We have quite a few examples in the city of Hamburg. There are several Meldorfer reference objects under monument conservation, coordinated with the Monument Protection Association. Take a look at our variety right here. We are skilled at recreating curves with our stones. The Virchow Quarter in Magdeburg, a historic military facility, has just been renovated. Former barracks expanded to include modern apartments and corresponding lofts on the roof. Everything renovated with original Meldorfer. You can even see many elements that are true to the original, such as the stones. Also, the building here in Tallinn has a very modern architecture. A very dark grey stone was used, which simply makes the building stand out with the architecture in this region. Our original Meldorfer can not only be used on exterior facades, but also for interior purposes. We can create shabby chic design for private homes or modern Nordic chic design for restaurants like KFC. I would also like to use an example to explain to you how original Meldorfer were used in listed areas. In the background we now see Naumannplatz in Hamburg, a historic building complex, and we will take a short trip to see what we did with it. I'm referring to the building complex right there on the sports field with a total of 27,000 square meters of listed facade in the middle of the city, which was renovated with our product within 2 years. Original Meldorfer were used right here with a total of 1,768,000 bricks, 12 complete truckloads. A total of 85,000 kilograms of Meldorfer mortar was applied to the facade, completing 27,000 square meters of the listed facade. It has an energy value of 0.34 and corresponds to energy class A. The surface of this building was coated using insulating material, an original Meldorfer. Over 75 apartments in this building have been renovated with our product. Original Meldorfer were not only used for the exterior facade on the building, but also for the inner courtyards, which are now fully grouted. It is very impressive and even incorporates some historical elements such as the door of the building, which is still the original door, and even the stones around the door are the original stones used at the time of construction. And even the area around this very stone was remodeled with original Meldorfer. At this point, you cannot see any difference in the shape of the color because everything is true to the original. We have many impressive pictures of this project right here.